Hi, my name's Steve Carlson. This is my presentation on teacher retention. I'm looking at teacher retention because nationwide in our state of Michigan and in many local districts, school officials are struggling to fill teaching positions. And the problem is even worse in certain high demand fields like science, mathematics, world languages, and in special education. In addition to being more difficult in certain subject areas, the problem is also greater in high poverty districts. So this becomes an issue of equity and diversity as well. Some research points to teacher attrition being the single largest factor in the teacher shortage. And when we think of teacher attrition, you would tend to think that most people leaving the profession are those who are retiring. However, data shows only 1/3 of teachers who leave the profession nationally are actually teachers who are retiring. When you look at available research, you'll see that there's been a lot on this topic, and 3 areas jump out as needing to be addressed to fully resolve this issue. One of them is in the realm of teacher compensation, another in the realm of teacher preparation, and the last one in the realm of school leadership. With teacher preparation, there's a lot of research existing on ways to create more effective teacher preparation, including a residency model that would be similar to what doctors in the medical profession follow. And the reason that I'm not pursuing this avenue as my proposed solution is that these policies, while they definitely would do well to make teaching candidates better prepared for the rigor of the job, it's not likely by itself going to recruit more talent into the education pipeline. School leadership is a huge factor in the climate and culture of the building, and the climate and culture of the building is going to have a lot to say about whether or not a building retains its teachers. So while I believe all district and building leaders need to create collaborative and supportive environments for their teachers, this by itself is also not going to be good enough for a fix for this problem, because while it may help you keep a teacher in your building, ultimately you're going to have districts and buildings that essentially competing with each other for what are already a scarce resource. So I want a policy proposal that will both improve retention but also put more talent into the education pipeline. So that's why I'm looking at teacher compensation via service scholarships. So not compensation in terms of necessarily exactly a salary or a benefits, but specifically service scholarships that would entice more high-achieving high school students to view education as a viable career for them, and then to stay in once they get their first jobs. North Carolina has a model that I think Michigan would be wise to follow. It's called the Teaching Fellows Program. And this is a scholarship program that specifically recruits high-achieving high school students to enter the education field. This is about a 30-year-old program, and the data from this program says that the program in North Carolina produces teachers that have higher rates of retention in the profession and higher average effectiveness ratings than teachers who did not participate in the program. North Carolina's model is a competitive scholarship given only to high-achieving high school students who will attend a North Carolina public university to study education. The award is $6,500 a year over 4 years, and it's important that the award be large enough to have potential teachers see it as enough of a reason to view this as a viable career. As a condition of the scholarship, the recipients agree to teach in a North Carolina public school for 4 years upon graduation. So essentially for every year that they've received the scholarship, they need to commit to working in a North Carolina public school. And if you don't meet that criteria, if you leave before the 4 years are up, the scholarship converts to a loan with a 10% interest rate. So components that Michigan would have to consider, I believe that Michigan would be wise to adopt this model, but also to seek some additional inducements to those who agree to work in high demand fields such as math, science, world language, or special education, as well as those who agree to work in high poverty districts. And There are some loan forgiveness programs that currently exist, though their status from sort of budget to budget is in doubt. But I believe that college counselors and school district HR departments should provide extensive education on loan forgiveness programs to both would-be teachers and then once they're hired to current teachers. A lot of the loan forgiveness programs are based on the demographics of the district, or it could be based upon what subjects they're teaching. But there are some loan forgiveness programs that the federal government already has, but they may not be viewed as widely accessible, and they may not be very well known. And at this point, I'd be happy to field any questions. Thank you.